While working through these recommendations is up to the city, this review could serve as a model for the entire country when it comes to police reform and rebuilding trust with the community. KXLY4's Melissa Luck continues our in-depth coverage now with why other cities will be watching Spokane very closely.
We live in very challenging times. This is 30 plus years in law enforcement for me. I can tell you that I've never seen anything like this in terms of the national discussion.
While today's news conference in Spokane was born out of the death of Otto Zem, there's no doubt it was about so much more. 8 years after Zem and 1,800 miles away, Ferguson reminds us of the distrust that exists between many communities and the police sworn to protect them.
We have to acknowledge that there is a lack of trust between the communities and the police, and especially communities of color.
Ron Davis is director of the Department of Justice COPS Office, which directed the assessment of Spokane Police. This assessment, just the second of its kind in the nation, which will no doubt make our department's response an example for other communities moving forward.
Spokane has the ability, and I would say this, has the opportunity, has the mandate, should have the goal to not only be a part of that process, but to lead it and be able to show the task force, the country, on best practices on how to engage the community and build trust.
It's a national conversation now. How do you rebuild that trust? A question President Obama wants answered. Just this week, he appointed a task force to lead that discussion. The man leading the task force, COPS Director Ron Davis.
The president was very clear what he asked for, and he's asked for concrete recommendations on building trust, that we need to have a national followed by rigorous action.
Davis believes lessons learned in Spokane can be applied nationwide, that the task force can look at this report and the city of Spokane as it finds those answers for the president. It's a challenge for sure, when our police chief today said he accepts.
We still have a moral and ethical obligation to implement all 42 recommendations. We collectively owe it to 210,000 people in our community. We owe it to the state of Washington. We owe it to the nation. We are now on the national stage, as Director Davis said.
The rest of the president's task force is made up of people from various backgrounds: police chiefs, directors of nonprofits, researchers who study criminal justice reform. Another Washington connection, Sue Rahr. She's the former King County sheriff who is now director of the state's Criminal Justice Training Commission. So there's little doubt what's being done in Spokane now will be looked at by this very important committee. I'm Melissa Luck, KXLY4 News.